What is up, everybody? Welcome to Horror Movie Hustle. Today I'm reviewing Dario Argento's opera from the year of my birth, 1987. Let's get into a quick synopsis and then we'll get into the review. A hooded figure forces a young diva to watch as he murders performers in a production of Macbeth. Our lead actress has been put into the lead role of the said-to-be cursed play, and a string of brutal murders follow. This one is said to be Argento's final truly great film. I personally haven't seen his entire filmography, especially his later stuff, but most fans of Argento and Italian horror seem to mostly agree on that one. I'm a big fan of his classics such as Tenebrae, Suspiria, Deep Red, Inferno. I'm personally into his visually driven stuff, not quite to the standards of like a Tenebrae or a Suspiria, but I do really dig this one a lot. This one's definitely not perfect and has some issues narratively for sure. I don't usually go into too many negatives when I do my reviews. I like to kind of go for more of like a suggestion review type of style with it. But I definitely have some issues with things, but I kind of see them mostly as nitpicks really, because I definitely still suggest it to fans of the genre. But we don't have as much of the police procedural aspect here, something very prominent in this style of movie for the most part. That's something that's not always my favorite aspect of giallos, but I feel like a little more of it was needed here. We definitely do have some of it, but as the killer is killing and our lead is being forced to witness the crimes, she's not really sticking around for the police to show up and stuff like that. So that's an example of some of the narrative issues here, but hey, it's Italian. We get lots of stuff like that sprinkled throughout many giallos and other Italian horror flicks from around this time period for sure. I've learned to kind of just go with it over time with watching these type of films. So for me, that kind of stuff doesn't really bother me too terribly much. I'm in it really for the style of these a lot of the times anyways. And speaking of that, I do really enjoy the style in this one. I dig the large-scale opera house setting of it. The scope is pretty cool here regarding the city and whatnot. We get quite a bit of those cool blue tones that Argento uses frequently, but with lots of the warmth in this color palette as well. I always dig the colored lighting used in these type of flicks, and it's done pretty well here. The atmosphere is super nice, supported pretty strongly by the mentioned lighting arrangements and really nice setting for something like this. Definitely has a classic Argento vibe throughout for sure. Pretty interesting murder mystery giallo style flick here, most definitely. The cinematography here is really cool. Dig the very smooth, sweeping shots we get here, going up staircases and stuff like that, along with the far shots and the signature zoom-in style close-ups. Lots of smooth stuff, but also some more like disorientating, stylistic approaches to some of the more frantic scenes. I love that aspect here, and noticing little details like that's always fun. Cool to see the care put into the production. For me, that kind of thing always sets apart films from guys like Argento, Fulci, Martino, Lombardo Bava, and more. B-flicks for sure, but taking things a level up from a lot of other Italian splatter from the time period. We get a little bit more into that kind of thing in a Fulci review I've got coming up, so stay tuned for that one. I also love the score we get here. The operatic style helps to like really boost that kind of grandiose feel we get with this one. Interluded with some synthy stuff and some blasting hair metal as well. The hair metal comes roaring in when the killer scenes are going on, but for me are incorporated and timed wonderfully. They go along with the art direction that this movie has and boost that late 80s vibe heavily for sure. It also adds kind of a jarring contrast that I enjoy quite a bit here. I'm sure that aspect isn't for everyone, but that kind of stuff works so well for me. I'm a fan of lots of different kinds of music, and it's cool to have that kind of stuff worked into a film like this. I also really enjoy the use of metal music in Lombardo Bava's Demons from '85. One of my favorite Italian flicks for sure, right there, man. Demons is fucking awesome and a lot of fun. I definitely suggest that one too if you haven't seen that one. But back to Argento's opera, man. We get some really great kill scenes here, some really bloody stuff, and some wonderfully over-the-top practical. I also really dig the concept here, where the killer is forcing our lead actress to witness the murders by taping needles under her eyes to keep her from shutting them. These damn Italians and their damn eye horror, man. Ugh, gets me every time. But yeah, very interestingly horrific concept used for a killer here. There isn't a tremendously high body count here, but the kills we get are pretty good for later Argento, and I dig the effects we get. So yeah, overall, man, I really enjoy opera. Not my favorite Argento flick. That would have to go to probably either Tenebrae or Suspiria, but this one's up there with my faves. And if you enjoy Argento's style, I think you probably dig it. But I think that's going to do it for the review. Don't forget to check out Horror Movie Hustle on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And subscribe here on YouTube for more reviews and whatnot. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.